Moments of inspiration mixed with time to network, IBJ Media Events has you covered. From industry deep dives to awards celebrating Indiana's top leaders, see what's coming up and reserve your seat at ibj.com/RSVP.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Friday, November 21st, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. Shepherd Boy Farms, a family-owned manufacturer of freeze-dried farm-to-table dog and cat food and treats, has announced plans for a new $50 million production facility in Greensburg. The expansion will allow Shepherd Boy Farms' annual production to grow to more than 20 million pounds of freeze-dried pet food and create 50 new jobs, says founder Ashton Hood.
We get the raw material in, we can dice it, form it, mix it, blend it, grind it, whatever is needed for the application. And then we do all the freeze-drying, do all the packaging. So we're a start-to-finish operation.
Baptist Health has broken ground on a combined emergency room and urgent care facility on the Ivy Tech Community College campus in Sellersburg. The $40 million facility, developed in partnership with Dallas-based Intuitive Health, aims to improve health care by lessening the stress patients incur when seeking treatment. It is expected to open in late 2026. Forbes is out with its second annual list of America's best companies. 4 Indiana companies made the cut, including Steel Dynamics, Cummins, Zimmer Biomet, and One Main Holdings. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Central Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Indianapolis. Join business and community leaders at Innovate Central Indiana, a powerful morning of ideas, innovation, and insight. Join us at the Westin in downtown Indy, December 11th. All part of our Innovate Indiana series presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. An approximately $20 million mixed-use, mixed-income development project is moving forward after the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission voted to approve the project's term sheet. Project Wabash at 7th and Wabash Streets would include 5 stories, 45 to 60 apartments, and commercial space, including an anchor restaurant. For nearly 3 years, corporate attorneys have been preparing Indiana companies for a new state law that provides Hoosier consumers with enhanced data protections.
The law, approved by the Indiana General Assembly in 2023, takes effect January 1st, a delay that was intended to give businesses plenty of time to build the processes necessary to comply with the new law and deal with consumer complaints that will be investigated by the State Attorney General's office. The law gives Hoosiers more control over the personal data they share with large data controllers. That includes organizations that process the data of more than 100,000 Hoosiers or that earn more than 50% of their gross revenue from data sales, while at the same time handling the data of at least 25,000 Hoosiers. Brian Jones, chair of the data privacy group at Bose McKinney & Evans, says the aim is to offer Hoosier consumers the same protections offered in some other states. The law is aimed to be a sort of gap filler for consumers, he said, providing data protections not already offered through federal laws such as the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, the Graham-Leach-Bliley Act, and the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Under the new law, Hoosiers have the right to access, correct, and delete their personal data and to opt out of the sale of their data or its use in targeted advertising. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Butler University has announced Dr. Michael Hull, a Stanford University-educated physician and U.S. Air Force Reserve officer who grew up in rural Indiana, as its next executive vice president and provost. As such, he will be considered the school's #2 leader after President Jim Danko. He's currently on the faculty at the University of Texas at Austin's Dell Medical School. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand. Get a behind-the-scenes look at Indiana's most influential leaders. On Business and Beyond, we go beyond titles and resumes to explore the personal stories, pivotal moments, and hard-won lessons that shape Hoosier leadership. Hear from the people driving Indiana forward in their own words. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcast or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise@ibj.com to learn more.